Today on FSI, we are breaking down the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans from a betting perspective. Now, we're currently 16-4 on our official moves through Twitter, so make sure you're following that account. Now, we've done all the film research, and he's gone through all the analytics to give you the best information to make an educated decision on the game. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Fu.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Colts are on the road as a 2-point underdog. They're plus 110 on a money line, and the Titans, they're minus 130.
I think the odds makers got this game right. When you look at their common opponents that both teams have played recently, it's the Bengals. Now the Colts, they had a tough time with them, but they were able to come back and win, while the Titans lost to them straight up, even though they were a 7-point favorite. So when I look at this matchup, I feel like it's basically a draw, and that's exactly what the odds makers got it at.
The Titans had full control of the game last week, leading by 17 points through 3 quarters. Now with the Colts, they had no control at all. They only scored 10 points through the whole game. They were shut out the entire second half. We should see a lot of money moving towards the Titans because there's a lot of hype behind Derrek Henry and Ryan Tannehill this year.
Colts quarterback Philip Rivers, at this point in his career, is just a game manager. Against the Ravens, he missed 4 throws where receivers were open. He also had 1 that was intercepted. So I got to give this guy a D rating overall. He just won't lose you the game, but I don't know if he can win you the game either.
Tannehill is having the best season of his career. He already has 19 touchdowns this year and only threw 3 interceptions. His accuracy is a little lower compared to his previous season, but 65% completion is still very good in this league.
Now, when it comes to the Colts offensive line, they are rated as a B to A overall. Against elite defenses, they don't perform well, but the Tennessee Titans pass rush is not elite. Overall, I've rated them about a C to a C+, depending on how well they play with Jadeveon Clowney in the game. And he didn't play last week against the Bears, so I got to give an advantage here to the Colts.
The Titans' offensive line was performing very well at the beginning of the season. However, over the last month, they've been struggling, giving up an average of 2 sacks per game. But fortunately for them, the Colts' pass rush is nothing special. They're getting to the quarterback only 7% of the time, so I think it's evenly matched here.
The Colts wide receiver core without T.Y. Hilton is below average. These guys are about a D. I don't see anything special coming from them from that position. Now, on the other side of the ball, you have Malcolm Butler, who's one of the top defenders for the Tennessee Titans, and their secondary is playing pretty good ball overall. I rate them at about a B, so definitely an advantage here for the Titans.
The Tennessee Titans have a lot of talent at that receiver position. The main 3 options are going to be A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, and Jonnu Smith. Now, their numbers aren't going to jump out at you because their focus is running the ball. But 2 of their guys already have 6 touchdowns on the season. But I do think the Colts have a little bit better matchup here because they're only giving up 7 yards per pass.
Now, a big downer for the Colts is their run game. It's not very good at all. It's one of the worst in the league, and that does not help out quarterback Philip Rivers. When I look at the Tennessee Titans' defensive line against the run, they are pretty good. They're above average. So overall, I got to give an advantage to the Titans here. I don't think the Colts can run the ball against anyone.
Derrek Henry has established himself as a top-tier running back. He's only 15 yards behind the league's #1 rusher, but both guys already have 800 yards on the year. These 2 running backs have over 200 yards more than the next leading rusher. And even though the Titans have a phenomenal run game, I still have to go with the Colts' #1 rush defense.
Now, I think I like the Titans in this matchup when it comes down to quarterback. At the end of the day, I believe Ryan Tannehill can make better throws than Phillip Rivers. Also, they have a run game. Even though it hasn't been very good the last 2 games, Derrick Henry is still a force out there. So at the end of the day, I got to say I like the Titans minus the 2 points.
The Titans have really improved this season on the offensive side of the ball. They have a top 3 run offense and Colton also pass the ball very effectively. But on the defense, it's practically non-existent. They can't apply pressure and have the worst third down defense. I think Colts defense can stop the Titans here, so buying up to 3 points is a smart play here.
Now remember, we can't predict injuries or the weather, so make sure you follow our Twitter for our officials and moves. We're 16-4 there, and we are murdering the sports book. Do us a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Tell us you're going to be taking the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are below.